Welcome! I am so incredibly excited to be your teacher today as we tackle a skill that is literally going to transform how you communicate. You're in 8th grade now, right? That means the expectations for how you express yourself are absolutely leveling up. Today's lesson is all about mastering short answers. But listen, this isn't just about getting through some random assignment. It's about unlocking the real power of your wisdom and your words. We're going to build your exactness, your clarity, and honestly, your confidence. So get ready to focus up because mastering this is going to give you a massive edge in literally everything you write.
Proverbs chapter 25, verse 11 tells us, "A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver." I mean, just imagine that image for a second. Gleaming golden apples set against a beautifully crafted silver background.
It's stunning, isn't it?
Well, that is exactly what a perfectly chosen word or a well-crafted sentence does. Beautiful, precise communication is incredibly valuable. When you choose the exact right words to answer a question, you aren't just completing a task, you're creating something valuable and impactful. This proverb right here is our whole foundation for today's lesson.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're looking at 1. The power of clear words. 2. Mastering STAAR short answers. 3. Our 3-part winning formula. 4. Choosing your best evidence. 5. Real-world communication skills. And finally, number 6, the godly learner philosophy. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. The power of clear words. You know, before you can write powerfully, you've really got to focus your thinking. Beautiful, clear words on a page, yeah, they never just happen by accident. If you've ever tried to explain, say, a super complicated movie plot to a friend but just kept rambling, you know exactly what happens when your thinking isn't focused yet. Our goal today is to sharpen your thinking first so your words become powerful, exact, and basically impossible to ignore.
Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering STAAR Short Answers. Listen, I know standardized tests can feel a bit intimidating, but please don't look at them as scary obstacles. Instead, see them as a really healthy challenge to flex those new communication muscles. It's just a chance to show the world exactly how clearly you can think.
So, what exactly is a short answer response? Basically, it's a clear, focused answer requiring exact, precise thinking that's supported by evidence. Notice the absolute key part of that definition. Rather than just sort of answering, in lower grades you might have gotten away with sort of answering a question by just jotting down a few thoughts that were kind of in the right neighborhood. Well, not anymore. Vague, wandering responses just aren't going to cut it in 8th grade. You have to be exact.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 3-part winning formula. Mastering this academic challenge doesn't take magic. It actually relies on 3 super simple, foolproof parts.
Here they are. Step 1, answer. This is where you restate the question and give your direct answer. Step 2, evidence. This is where you bring in the proof directly from the text to back up what you just said. And finally, Step 3, explanation. This is where you connect the dots for whoever is reading it, explaining exactly how your evidence actually proves your answer. Answer, evidence, explanation. It really is that simple. If you miss any single one of these 3 parts, the whole structure kind of collapses. But put them together, you build an incredibly strong response.
Let's actually look at a practice question to see this formula in action. Imagine you're reading a story, and the test asks you this: why does the author include a description of the storm in paragraph 4? Now, think about how you would naturally want to answer that. You'd probably just want to say, oh, because it's scary. But remember, we don't sort of answer anymore. We use our precise 3-part formula.
Let's break it down perfectly. First up, the answer. The author describes the storm to create a tense mood. Notice how that restates the question nice and clearly? Next, the evidence. The sky turned black and the wind howled through the trees. Boom, we pulled the exact right quote. Finally, the explanation. This description builds suspense and makes the reader feel the danger approaching. Do you see how flawlessly that flows? You restate, you quote, and then you connect. There is absolutely no guessing for the person grading this. Your thinking is completely visible and totally precise.
Let's roll into Section 4, choosing your best evidence. This is all about quality over quantity. You can't just pluck any random sentence from the story and call it a day. You've got to hunt for the absolute best, most undeniable piece of proof in the text to back up your claim.
For example, let's say you're asked about the theme of perseverance, never giving up. Weak evidence would be quoting a part of the story where the character almost gives up. That doesn't really prove perseverance, does it? Strong evidence, on the other hand, means finding and quoting the exact moment where pushing through the struggle directly connects to their final success. It's like you're a detective and you've got to choose the one clue that totally proves your case.
Another trap I see students fall into all the time is the wandering answer. This happens when you just write way too much and veer completely off topic, just hoping you eventually stumble onto the right idea. Instead, you really want a concise answer, focused and exact. Let me be super clear about this. Writing more words absolutely does not mean you are writing a better answer. Clarity wins every single time. A tight, 3-sentence answer that nails our formula perfectly is going to score way higher than a whole page of rambling, for sure.
All right, Section 5, Real-World Communication Skills. Because believe it or not, these exact communication skills apply way, way beyond whatever test you're taking.
Mastering this formula prepares you to excel in college, where your professors are definitely going to expect you to defend your ideas concisely. Plus, it prepares you for workplace writing. Someday, your future boss isn't going to have time to read a rambling 5-page email. They're going to want a quick, clear, evidence-based summary. Being able to express complete thoughts in just a few sentences is absolutely crucial for your future career, where being direct and clear is totally prized.
So to build up those real-world muscles, I've got 5 homework action items for your writing portfolio this week. Number 1, write a short answer explaining why a character made a specific decision. 2, choose one sentence from a text that shows the main theme and explain why. 3, practice just simply restating a question in your own words. 4, find evidence in a nonfiction article that supports the author's main idea. And 5, explain how your evidence supports your answer in exactly 2 sentences. Doing this targeted practice is really going to lock that formula right into your brain.
Finally, Section 6, the Godly Learner Philosophy. This is all about having knowledge with a real purpose.
Here at HeroesMart Academy, we intertwine biblical morality with education. Why? Because education without morality can actually hurt. Knowledge and intelligence should empower us to make wise, God-honoring choices, rather than just simply making us more capable. Think about it. If we just teach you to be incredibly smart and super persuasive, but you don't have a moral compass, well, you could use those brilliant communication skills to deceive or harm people. We want your academic capability to be tightly paired with biblical morality so you can truly bless others.
Romans chapter 8, verse 6 teaches us that to be spiritually minded is life and peace. If our minds are focused only on worldly success, like, say, just getting a perfect test score strictly for our own ego, that honestly leads nowhere good. But keeping your mind centered on God's truth, that brings true life and deep peace to all your academic studies. So, I'll leave you with this question. How will you use your intelligence and your exact, precise words to make God-honoring choices today? I highly encourage you to pursue academic excellence, but as you do it, keep your mind centered on God, on truth, wisdom, and righteous choices. Now, go tackle that writing portfolio with all the confidence and clarity in the world. I honestly cannot wait to see the apples of gold you're going to create with your words. Keep learning, keep growing, and I will catch you in the next explainer.